Grapevine for some very juicy, entertaining entertainment news this morning. Already can't resist the urge to break a laughter and probably forcing it down, but I know Irabor is here to join me. Irabor Okosun, good morning to you.
Good morning. How is everything?
Well, thank you for asking once again, even though I know you did before we started out, and this was the same response I gave to you. And of course, I know you are digging into the stories already, and you're seeing some reasons why, well, it pays to pay the bills, or probably share the pants with whoever it is that you're in a relationship with. But let's make them wait for a while to know the backstory behind all of this.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Now, to
yes.
be part of this conversation inside the Grapevine this morning, you're sure to send us a message on 0809 444 0981. 0809 I expect the messages to come in this morning. Irabor, let's get into the conversation. A whole lot to
Yeah.
unpack this morning. First, it's been a long while since we mentioned this particular character. One of our sessions in the Grapevine, and it's been a while we heard from her. And okay, now I gave out the gender already, so some minds are raising to places already. So it's been a while, but for me, it was sweet relief over the weekend when a picture floated past my timeline. I didn't go nosing around. It came on my timeline. I saw it and I was happy to see her once again, flawless, melanin. I mean, she's just looking beautiful, and I was happy to see her. And so far, that post has gotten over 300,000 likes already. And she didn't come to me by chance. That's the bottom line of it. But what's all this all about? Genevieve Nnaji, a Nigerian actress, spotted smiling with her fans at Toronto Film Festival. So, Irabor, did this come to you as a chance happening?
No, this is carefully planned, carefully curated. Genevieve is an icon. I mean, she has improved as an actress, even in my own opinion, But at this point, I think she's trying to create a persona, a type of, brand where people can attribute to maybe the likes of Beyonce, where, you post pictures without captions, you've deleted your post on Instagram, maybe you're trying to repackage, or you're just trying to cause a stir in a very silent way, but it is loud at the same time. You disappear, then you appear, then you drop one thing, you go away, I mean, if it works for her, if that's what their statistics and their data analysis has brought forth, maybe that's the way they're supposed to be operating. But I mean, just me, Irabor, the guy from outside looking in, I think, she's supposed to be, I'm not saying everybody's supposed to be doing the same thing, but I think Genevieve is supposed to be more active in the movie space, especially Nollywood, in my own opinion. But then again, we don't know what's going on in her life, because there was a time we thought something was happening because of cryptic posts and all that. But the fact that she's still even releasing film, it's been accepted by TIFF, that's Toronto International Film Festival. I mean, it tells a lot, and she's making moves. So at the end of the day, we look forward to the film that she's going to bring. I think it's coming to Netflix or one of those streaming services. I'm not sure. And we'll definitely talk about it. I hope it is better than the other one. I can't remember the name. Lionheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lionheart. It was a good first attempt, don't get me wrong. I mean, she directed it. She did well. The cinematography also helped. But Lionheart, to me, was just, okay, what is this film about, basically? There was nothing new. It was anticlimactic for me, and this is just me speaking honestly. Like, I don't have any issue with Genevieve or anybody. Like, it's just what it was. Simple. Yes, it was a good film, not bad, but I was expecting more from it. So that's what I'm also looking forward to in this regard. Genevieve is somebody that has been in the industry for a long time. She should already have the experience. I mean, nobody learns everything all at once or completely, but I think she should have the experience to be able to give us something stellar, because I hold her in high regard as a result. She's not just a newbie, a first-time producer, a first-time person in the industry. So those are the kind of people that I hold in high regard. Like, I expect that you deliver, Genevieve, Moabudu, Kunle Afolayan, Film One, Anthill, Nia Kimalayan, Kaide Kasum and the rest of them, even actors like Nancy Sime, you expect them to deliver. So I mean, we're happy to see her. I hope she's okay. I think there's something going on. I really just can't put a finger on it. But I mean, let's see how the film looks like at the end of the day.
Well, let's see how it goes eventually. I Do Not Come to You by Chance is what the movie title we're looking forward to seeing. And let's hope it pays up for all the time she's been away working on the ground to get this out. As they say, he who is busy working will not really have time to do much selfies and
maybe the strategy is based off of the title. I did not come to you by chance, because she appearing and disappearing, so she did not come by chance. It was planned.
This takes us to the man who has always been in the forefront of the cameras, away from Genevieve issues really now. And let's get on to this man who sings a great deal. Well, it belongs, some say he's the CEO of the 30 BG gang, and others will say he's OBO, the son of whose father has lots of money. But it would look like over the years, he too has grown beyond that to also carve a niche for himself. I'm saying with this, what we're getting here, that OBO, that Davido has revealed that it charges as much as 466.5 million naira per show. With this show, for me, first reaction is, I hope this show would last for at least 3 years. If I pay you this amount. But then that's what Davido Adeleke, also known as OBO, has revealed recently. So how does this come to you? And for a performance, how much are you willing to part with for an artist to do this, Irabor?
Somebody of Davido's stature and caliber, I'm even surprised it is less than what I thought it would be, but it's still within range. It's still very decent money. It's still within the range of some other artists. I don't know what Drake or Jay-Z or Eminem and all those people, collect per show, Taylor Swift and all that, because Davido is an international act. Davido is on the level of some of these guys, Chris Brown and co. He may not know how to dance, but in terms of hits, in terms of quality of music, in terms of the energy that he brings, for sure, definitely. I mean, it doesn't mean that Davido doesn't know how to dance, so he knows how to dance. I'm saying the level of Chris Brown and all those things, if you're going to consider everything, voice, performance, and everything. So the fact that Davido has gotten to this level is very admirable, because remember in 2011, 2012, people really just thought, oh, it was going to be a flash in the pan, daddy's money and all that. He has put in the work. He's one of the most hardworking, musicians out there. So for somebody like him to even maybe just do maybe 4 or 5 shows in a month and just make bank like that, it's not a day's job. A lot of work was put into it for him to have gotten to this point. Davido used to, be around artists just to soak in, the energy and how it was like. Now he has gotten to this point. So I'm really happy for him. I'm not surprised by this fee. This is a commanding fee and he deserves it wholeheartedly. I don't have any choice. And the fact that he charges in dollars, because you have to keep yourself, on that level internationally. So whether the Naira decides to dwindle or not, your dollar is your dollar. So whatever it is, your exchange rate, is your exchange rate dependent. 600K in dollars, that's marvelous. I love that.
And for an artist who has had cause to perform at the World Cup, you would even say it might, like you say, he deserves more from what you're saying at that level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's an international act. He has been, to so many places. He has performed in so many countries, so many sold out,
he has also starred in movies, or he did cameos in movies too, coming to America.
Yeah, Assurance. What was the name of the song that was featured in? So there's so many things that Davido has done over 10, 11 years, so he deserves it. I think he should be earning more, in my own opinion, but I'm sure he makes money off of, record sales, streaming and all that. Yeah.
And of course, when you match that with what they said, Keys Daniel also receives, you could say, yes, really. Then Nigerian artists, they're doing well for their crafts and getting paid.
That's why they go on tour. album sales are not the way they used to be, where you're selling CDs or whatever. Like, it's now for streams and all that. So they perform a lot. Drake is always on the road. Even old school artists are always on the road. Even 50 Cent is currently touring. Taylor Swift is touring. Beyonce is touring. Everybody's touring because you would make money from ticket sales. That is tangible money that you can see, you can calculate, you can, project and say, okay, if we do XYZ, we can get XYZ if we consistently do this over 10 or 5 or 50 cities. So, yes.
I was going to make sure that Beyonce didn't get a mention, even though I know that it's coming from a place of love and admiration for her, but I don't want her to get the mention because in all of her tour, she didn't see it fit to even add an African venue to her tour, even a Lagos tour. She's got great following in this part of the world, and that's because you mentioned that I didn't want to get her into this.
I see what you're trying to do here. Which venue does Beyonce want to come and perform at? In Lagos, where?
The TBS, come on, TBS, don't write off TBS.
Do we have, when I keep saying this thing, when Thatcher was just speaking off the cuff, very in an uneducated manner in that particular subject matter, where she was saying, why did Hip TV and Headies go and do their awards outside? If you're talking about partnerships and sponsorships, like, a lot of things come into play when you're making decisions, when you're having people on board. Do you understand? So if you're going to have somebody like Beyonce come and perform, do you know the amount of, the amount of seriousness that is required to make that kind of thing happen? The amount of resources that need to be put in place, so let's move on. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let's not go there.
In other news, let's get the listener to be part of the conversation this morning inside the Grapevine on 0809-444-0981. Let's get your messages as responding to any of the issues we're touching inside the Grapevine this morning. Let's get on to this one. The man Odogu himself has made it to the list once again. It seemed we should just christen this year Burna Boy's year, as BET Awards 2023 nominees list is out. Burna Boy is there. AK is there, others are nominated, and we see the category is really popping. It's going to be a fierce fight to make it to the finish line. What do you say, Irabor?
Yes, for the fact that Burna Boy is nominated for several categories, 2 of which Best Live Performer. He's there with Busta Rhymes, Cardi B, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Megan Thee Stallion. Then he's also there for Hip Hop Artist of the Year. So he has transitioned from Afrobeats to whatever genre you want to give him, to now fighting for an award, not even fighting, like just being in the category with 21 Savage, Cardi B, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and co. I mean, see, that's why I'm saying Davido's money for $600K to me is chicken change compared to the amount of work these guys have put in, to get to where they are at, where international awards are nominating them. Now, the Grammys is pure water for us, where we're expected to be there because, you're expected to be there. If it's not Rema, it is Ira Star. If it's not Ira Star, it's TY. If it's not TY, it's Kiss Daniel. If it's not Kiss Daniel, it's Black Bulls. If it's not Black Bulls, it's Magix. If it's not Magix, it's Burna Boy. If it's not Burna Boy, it's Wizkid. If it's not Wizkid,
Irabor, you've touched on very close points now, and we need to come back. Since you mentioned Rema, we need to come back and touch on it, but we are at a red light right now, and we need to do this quick stop. When we come back, there's still more inside the Grapevine. Stay tuned.
All right.
Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created Providence Bank for you to take care of your daily experiences. At Providence Bank, we believe that banking should be all about you and your business and how to get you to the next level. If you do not already have a Providence Bank account, please speak with our business concierge on 0700 77 684 387 or email businessconcierge@providencebank.com. to switch to a future-forward banking experience. Providus Bank. Future forward banking.
What expense is offering a grand gain experience like no other. Click on the community transaction with our 1,000% bonus. That's right, 1,000%. So what are you waiting for? Visit onexpert.ng today. Use promo code Alpha Nigeria to get a 300% bonus up to 189,218 naira.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back.
Love music, love life.
It's just
And we are back with Smooth 98.1 FM. You're right, inside the Grapevine, and Irabor Okosun is still with me this morning. Irabor. So before we went on the break, it was a stray bullet you sent across, and so it hit Rema and said, so let's bring him in for treatment a bit before we move on to the next story.
I didn't put stray bullet on Rema. I'm saying Rema is among the people that if other people are not winning awards, we have a lot of talent out there. So I just mentioned Rema as one of the people that if it's not Davido, it's Rema. If it's not Rema, it's Wizkid, it's Burna Boy, and so that's what I meant. No.
Now, since you mentioned him, he picked up some award at the Eddies. But then what I'm saying now is the recent new figure out is that he's hit about $1 billion with that remix done with Selena Gomez. Calm down. So that's what I just wanted to touch on before we get on to the next story.
Yeah, that is positioning at its finest. I mean, Selena has a huge following on social media. She's also a talented person. So the fact that she even was interested in doing that with Rema goes to show that, Rema's music is that good, no doubt. So for that song to have gotten to this level, I am so happy about it. I mean, I look forward to more and more collaborations with, Nigerian artists and American artists, because I'm not even going to call them international artists again, because our artists are international as well. So there's no levels to this thing again. We're all equal. In fact, some of them have surpassed them. So I would like to see an Asake with a Kanye West, or, a Jay-Z with an Olamide, a Kiss Daniel and maybe like a Chris Brown or something, like that to me is going to now be the next level. Although it has happened, but it's now going to be, full-fledged. Where you have albums like 21 Savage and Drake, you're going to see an album between maybe an Asake and Kanye, like a Nigerian and an American. So that's what the level has gotten to now. That's what we look forward to.
So as we let this story go to rest, I'm talking about the BET Awards with the nominees coming out. Some of the categories just left out is Best Collaboration. We see Burna Boy still there, sitting on top of the world, where he had to resurrect Brandy's Sitting on Top of the World featuring 21 Savage. There's also the Lyricist of the Year, 21 Savage, Andre 3000. Burna Boy is also there, Cardi B. So we wish Odogu all the very best at this time.
Yes, we wish him all the best.
Now, moving on now to the next story, but then an American inventor would be a good way to get into this. That's Benjamin Franklin. He said, and I quote, "Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is flip to the newspapers and go to the obituary section of the newspapers. If I am not there, that means I am alive. I am not dead." So this takes us to what a veteran Nollywood actress is suing people about, saying, "I'm taking legal action to sue people claiming that he died." So, I mean, how did we get to this point where you wake up and you see your obituary and like, someone pinch me, please?
Well, the thing is, when it comes to the media, I think we also need to be very particular about the kind of news we break and when we break it without fact checking. There's sometimes on Grapevine when we have some headlines, because we don't have much information, we just, talk about it generically, but also say we're looking for more information, then would comment about it and would look forward to it and do so when we get more information. So I think certain scapegoats need to be made of, because people's lives are very important. It just reminds me of a scene in this TV show, The Newsroom. If nobody has seen it, you should go and check it out. There was a time that it was a very high pressure situation where somebody died because, top media houses had already announced it. They were still holding out to get confirmation from the hospital itself before they would, pronounce that person dead. And it so happened that the person came back to life. So we need to be very, very wary of how we just, willy-nilly just broadcast anything, maybe because we're trying to get clicks, we're trying to get likes, follows, and all those things. I mean, Tony Umez is an icon in Nigeria. So that kind of news would be a detriment. That is, if that news is untrue, be a detriment to the person's brand image. You don't know whatever thing they may lose as a result of that. Somebody might be planning a deal for them and this person is dead, or I'll give it to another person, So we need to be very careful about all these things and make the right moves when it comes to disseminating information. It is very, very, very important.
Well said, Irabor. Enough can be said in this era of in time where blogs especially and other people look out for just how many clicks do we have there, and this is the problem we are having now. So in breaking the news, you don't really care about the feelings of other persons, as long as you get the clicks that you want. But let's get in here. We've got a few messages responding to you, Irabor. So I got Ayo here with this message saying, for Beyonce, now we have Landmark Oniru, for example, that can host Beyonce. Cardi B was here recently too. Nigeria is a destination for international music stars, but for security concerns. That's Ayo from Ayo_Lagos sent in that message. I have a message also from Tayo this morning. It says, Irabor, headies that we have been hosting in Nigeria. Imagine the headies organizers spreading the event across Nigeria. Let's say today in Lagos, we go to Benin, the ancient city, then we go to Akwa Ibom. That's the picture Tayo wants you to see. Are we to compare the resources for hosting Beyonce to headies? They play Irabor. That's just what he has to, just a piece of advice.
So let me attend to this. I'm not, whenever I say these things, I'm not trying to say Nigeria can't do it or shouldn't do it. I am simply highlighting the reality, the current reality. I'm not going to now say, let me go and carry somebody that is 150 kg because I happen to be tall and like I get small muscles small. If I'm not trained or equipped or tested myself to carry that person, I would fail. Okay. So I'm not just going to judge based off of aesthetics. We don't have certain things in place to make these things happen on that level that we expect internationally. It's not present. We don't have electricity. Security is a problem. These are international superstars. Are you comparing Cardi B to Beyonce? Did Cardi B even perform? I don't even know. I can't even remember. Did she perform? Was it an outright concert? Was it like a set aside date that, this person is going to perform? And was Nigeria the same way it was then and now? I'm not saying that it was even better then. So we need to really not lie to ourselves. That's my point. We need to stop lying to ourselves. What are the type of infrastructure that we have in place that is consistent, that we can make sure? We don't even have a football league. We don't have a basketball league. And we have the best weather in the world. Meanwhile, Premier League is there, inside cold. They are performing. So let's be real. Let us know what the problems are and find solutions to them. Not just say, we have Giant of Africa that cannot even refine its own oil. Come on, let's be serious, please. Let's move on.
See how they pinched you already now. You now fire shots at NPFL already. There's NPFL.
Everybody collect their straight bullet, please. Let's be very serious. Like, if we want to do stuff, let us do stuff. It's like, one more example. Okay. Imagine JJ Okocha, for example, now. JJ Okocha, we know that JJ Okocha is a world-class talent. We know that he's a world-class talent. More types of talents like that can come out. Ronaldinho and the rest of the football world give JJ Okocha their respect to JJ Okocha. But JJ Okocha would not have been found in Nigeria if he didn't go outside.
Irabor, calm down. It's okay. Just calm down, please. Just
you have a Nigerian doctor that took out a baby, operated upon the baby, and put the baby back inside the womb. Is he here? You want to do it? They'll just take right in the middle of that operation and he's done finished.
Ayo, Tayo, and the rest, you see what you've done this morning. So, Irabor, please, can we get on to this next story now as we get into the grapevine now? More stories here. Skit maker Kiki is dropped this one now, and that brings up the phrase of, "You will tell me who wears the pants in this house," but and all of those stuff. But then she's speaking here, why I split the rent with my husband. This one is probably pulling him out to, let's see, this is what it is right now, or this is more like how independent women should begin to reason.
This topic is so funny. I don't think the typical 21st century woman wants to be hearing all this one, but I can understand where she may be coming from. I mean, you find people in relationships, whether it's the man or the woman, maybe one person has money and the other person doesn't have money. Depending on the person's personality, you can ride that other person because they don't have money. And there's some people who they're in relationships where one has money and the other doesn't have money, and they are cool regardless. So it depends on the person you are with. There are some men that regardless, they would not even want their women to spend money. And anybody who would have that kind of position is somebody who has money. So the economic situation right now would permit or would suggest two-income households, because as it is, if you're going to look at exchange rates, the quality of the naira, and so many things, it depends on your level in life. If you're earning, let's say 300,000 naira, and you're looking to get married and have a kid or children, and you're looking to give them a good life, that won't hold up, depending on the quality of life you're looking to do. So it now has to involve both parties. Now, the common ground has to be decided, where egos are not, bashed. People are not feeling left out. People are not feeling, disenfranchised in whatever way. So, I mean, kudos to her for somebody in that position. Even if her husband is somebody who is, well-to-do, the fact that she even chooses to want to chip in, to say this, let's do this maybe because of respect or for whatever reason. I mean, it's good. Different strokes for different folks. But what I would say is, do not be dictated by anything you see online. There are a lot of things that it has to be worked out in your own house. You guys have to know what works. Do you understand? Except you want an average guy to go and start stealing for him to now just pick up every bill right now in Nigeria.
All right.
I mean, it's not easy.
Shots fired, but let's quickly give credit to whom it is due. This much came out of an interview that was granted to Toke Makinwa. That's where all of these facts came out from. So
I doubt Toke would do that, but maybe she could. Love can surprise you.
It's a money. It's about this Tuesday is a morning where everybody will collect. That's what you are just after this morning. It's okay. So Lola comes in with a response to that one. Says splitting rent, non-traditional financial role isn't a problem as long as you're splitting labor and other stuff, especially mental labor. Or maybe she just earns more, and that's the best way to run the home. That's what Lola pops by to say. But let's get into this next one. Next one here, next in line. BAP Production releases biopic Fumilayo Ransom Kuti. Speak to these as we're getting ready to go in about a minute.
Yes, like I mentioned, we have the juggernauts in Nollywood, the production houses. BAP is one of them, CAP is one of them, EL is one of them, so many of them, F1 and co. So I think she may be the right person to do this biopic because, she has a theater background, and I think she has some relationships with the family and all that. So I look forward to seeing it, really. It's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. And I like the consistency from BAP, the fact that they would bring out, I think they did Bling Legosians, and they did Collision Course, they've done Man of God, so these are not bad films, if you look at it. So kudos to BAP, really. She has a good shop that she's running, and let's see what they do with this film and other films.
Irabor, I need you to touch on this one before we close it, make it a wrap on the show. This is touching on our own good Makoko this morning. French Montana and partners with Angama and others to donate 500 canoes to Makoko community in Nigeria. That's entertainment giving back, right?
Well, I guess so. Maybe their conscience will be clear for whatever reason. If you want to go and demolish that place and set it to be a city and stop all this donating of canoes, in my own opinion, look for lasting, sustainable solutions, not CSR gaining traction or whatever it is.
Irabor, that's good. I also see something lately. There's this one where they organize now, where you play and cook. That's what it's called. Women come out, they take penalty shots, and then when they score, they give them Indomie, granite oil, and then they go and cook. And that's what it is.
There's nothing wrong in having fun with that, but my point is, see, let's Chairman, let's go. It's
Okay.
time is up. I'm not a fan of all this wearing plaster.
Irabor, Tunji pops up here for you. Our final message. Irabor, Nigerians do not know how backward the country is. Beyonce tour date in Lagos. So that generator will go off. Tunji,
Tunji, thank you, Jerry. Like, I mean, anyway, until we stop lying to ourselves before we find our solution.
It's a wrap. Tayo comes up. Irabor spraying bullets everywhere. It's a wrap, Irabor. Okosun, good morning. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, man.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. And it's a wrap on the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. Good morning.
Breakfast show. Entertainment bar with the gossip. Love